Hey friends, Michael here. Hope everyone's doing well. Some of you may know it's February, which is Black History Month, and I just wanted to share with you guys someone who I thought was very inspirational and could be a great role model. His name is Raymond Gray Lewis. Here's a picture of him. So let me just tell you a little bit about him. Raymond Gray Lewis was a sprinter. He was born on October 8th, 1910 in Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton's about 45 minutes away from Toronto driving. He was born October 8th, 1910, and he died on November 14th, 2003 in Hamilton. Who was Ray Lewis? Ray Lewis was the first Canadian-born black athlete to earn an Olympic medal. He won a bronze medal in the 4x400 meter relay at the 1932 Olympic Summer Games, which was held in Los Angeles. He was also part of the Canadian team that won the silver medal in the 4x400 event in the 1934 British Empire Games in London, England. Lewis was made a member of the Order of Canada in 2000. He was born in Hamilton, Ontario. His grandparents and great-grandparents were former enslaved people who escaped from the United States to Canada. As a student at Central Collegiate, Lewis established himself as an elite track and field athlete, and he competed in the 100, 200, 400, and 800 yard sprints. He won a total of 17 national high school championships. And he still holds the Canadian high school track and field record for high school championships in one day. In 1929, in the 100, 200, and 440 yard dashes, and as an anchor for 1 mile relay. That's very impressive. It's quite the record to hold. He briefly attended Marquette University in Milwaukee, which is in the United States, but then returned to Canada during the Great Depression and joined the Canadian Pacific Railway as a porter. During his 22-year career, he made 250 trips from Toronto to Vancouver, seeing something different every trip through the Rockies. And while he was on those trips as a porter, he continued his training, running back and forth beside the trains when it stopped in the prairies. Okay. He tried to get coaching positions after his career was finished, but he was discriminated due to the color of his skin. So he went to the job that he knew he could get, and that was at the Pacific Railway as a car porter. So after his running career, he tried to get a job in the sport that he loved, track and field, but because of the color of his skin, nobody would hire him. So he knew he used to work at the railway before, that he'd be able to get a job there, and that's what he did. He worked as a car porter. So Ray Lewis truly was an amazing man with an incredible talent. It was once said that a blind man could tell Ray Lewis was fast. You could hear it. Ray's feet touched down so softly and at such a temperature they produced the light chit-chat sound. There was scarcely an accelerated heartbeat between foottails. Ray was able to overcome unbearable odds, breaking racial barriers and proving to the world that a black man deserved just as much respect as his white counterparts. In his later years, Ray would often speak to school groups about racism and discrimination as to teach the lessons of history. He was hopeful of a better future, as he says, and quotes, "I think of a day maybe in 100 years when our society has become so integrated that no one is judged by color or features." And it was not only his athletics that make him a hero and an Olympian, it was his hope for a future and the depth of his will that set him apart. So he was a great athlete, but he was also a great leader, and he fought for what he believed in. And yeah, he was from Hamilton, Ontario, so not too far from us. And here's just another little picture you guys can see of him. Sorry, it's not the best quality. It's the best I could find. That's him running track and field. And yeah, hope you guys learned a little something about him. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.